Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and our anatomy and physiology instructor, Professor Grace de la Cruz. We are the Group 2 and we are the one to discuss and report the lesson about nervous system. If you hear the words nervous system, what comes first into your mind? Of course, you will think of the brain. But nervous system is not all about the human brain. It also includes the spinal cord, nerves, and sense organs. So what is nervous system? Nervous system is a complex network of nerves and nerve cells or the neurons that carry signals or messages to and from the brain and spinal cord to different parts of the body. The nervous system is the master controlling and communicating system of the body. It controls and coordinates all essential functions of the human body. Organization of the nervous system consists its function and histology. Functions of the nervous system. Number 1. Receiving sensory input. After our nervous system receives sensory input, it will processes and interprets the sensory input and decides what action should be taken. Under the receiving sensory input, there is sensory processing that refers to the way the brain receives messages from the sensory receptors and turns them into appropriate motor and behavioral responses. Number 2. Integrating information. Our nervous system does this by extracting information from the environment using sensory receptors. Number 3. Controlling muscles and glands. Nervous system can control muscles and glands through its two branches, which are the autonomic nervous system and somatic nervous system. Number 4. Maintaining homeostasis. Nervous system maintains homeostasis by controlling and regulating the other parts of the body. This is how our nervous system maintains homeostasis. For example, to maintain the homeostasis of a heartbeat, the nervous system regulates heartbeats in order to prevent abnormal ones and to increase blood flow during exercise. Number 5. Establishing and maintaining mental activity. Nervous system can establish and maintain mental activity as it is the center of all mental activity, including thought, learning, and memory. Histology of the nervous system. Number 1. Neurons or the nerve cells are the basic elements of the nervous system. Neurons receive stimuli, conduct action potentials, and transmit signals to other neurons or effect organs. Neuron has three parts: the cell body, dendrites, and axons. Cell body contains a single nucleus. The nucleus of the neuron is the source of information for expression. Dendrites are short, often highly branching cytoplasmic extensions that are tapered from their bases at the neuron cell body to their tips. It usually receive information from other neurons and transmit the information toward the cell body. Axon is a single long cell process extending from the neuron cell body. It can be surrounded by a highly specialized insulating layer of cells. Types of neurons. Multipolar neurons have many dendrites and a sine axon. Most of the neurons within central nervous system and nearly all motor neurons are multipolar. Bipolar neurons have two processes, one neuron and one axon. Bipolar neurons are located in some sensory organs, such as in the retina of the eye and in the nasal cavity. Pseudo-unipolar neurons that have single process extending from the cell body. It is a type of neuron contains an axon that has split into two branches. One branch travels to the peripheral nervous system and the other branch to the central nervous system. How do we tell if a neuron is bipolar, multipolar, or pseudo-unipolar? We can tell a neuron is bipolar if it have an axon and one dendrite. Multipolar neurons have multiple dendrites and a single axon, and pseudo-unipolar contains an axon that has split into two branches. Number 2, neuroglia or the glial cells are the supportive cells of the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, meaning these cells do not conduct action potentials. Instead, It carries out different functions that enhance neuron function and maintain normal conditions within nervous tissues. It provides metabolic support and immune protection for neurons. Types of neuroglia. Astrocytes serve as the major supporting cells in the central nervous system. It participates with the blood vessels endothelium to form a blood-brain barrier between blood and central nervous system. Astrocytes help limit damage to neural tissue. However, the repair process can form a scar that blocks regeneration of damaged axons. Ependymal cells line the ventricles and canals within the central nervous system. It produces cerebrospinal fluid with cilia in the surface to help move the cerebrospinal fluid through the central nervous system. Microglia act as immune cells of the central nervous system. They help protect the brain by removing bacteria and cell debris. Oligodendrocytes provide an insulating material that surrounds axon in central nervous system. It also participates in axonal regulation and the sculpting of higher-order neuronal circuits. Schwann cells provide insulating material around axons in peripheral nervous system. It also helps an axon regenerate if it is damaged. Number 3. Myelin sheaths are specialized layers that wrap around axons of some neurons. The sheath protects these fibers, known as axon, a lot like the insulation around an electrical wire. When the myelin sheath is healthy, nerve signals are sent and received quickly.